choking to death on air? I mean, that would be a new thing for us. We're live, Tash, come on. Don't choke to death. That's not a thing. Yes, darling. Yes, we are. I know. I mean, first of all, you were at the wrong side of the camera. The next you were choking. It's a beautiful thing.
Morning. Hopefully your morning is better than ours. Oh, I must look, I've come undone.
What, physically or metaphorically?
All the ways. There we go. That might work. Good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. Gemma's amazed we've made it this far this morning.
I am.
To be fair, I did have time to buy a new toilet combination sink situation. I've been adulting all over the place this morning. For which Gemma's very excited for me. Gemma?
Yeah, delighted.
But if we could actually just do a show, that would be really
lovely.
helpful, Natasha. But, you know, really pleased that you've bought a new toilet.
Yeah, well done you. Good for you.
Good for you.
Well done you. Oh, SJ thinks your mic might be muted.
Oh!
Just to add to the finessing of the situation. You're really quiet compared to usual.
I'm really quiet, how about that?
How's that, SJ?
How was I muted?
I don't know.
Oh, good morning. So as we were saying, on Natasha Makes, Natasha's Home Renovations channel, that's what this should be.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't know until very recently that you could buy toilets with a sink over the top. How clever is that?
It's very clever.
Do you know what they do in Japan?
What do they do?
That water then goes into the cistern so that it's reused.
Oh, well, that's the better
even
idea.
better, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't do that here.
No.
I'm just tidying up because it isn't Natasha Makes a Mess. That's not the name of the show today, although apparently I have. Gemma kept saying to me, "The set. Are you happy with the set this morning?"
Just the set that's not done.
Could you sort it out? So yes, this is it. So good morning to you. Oh, Gemma, I've still got your shoe on my neck.
It just sums up the morning, doesn't it? My pretty new flip-flop.
And Gemma says it's basically split. So she was flip-flap-flopping.
I was flip-flap-flopping and catapulting myself into the studio.
And which point she says, have we got any fabulous glue that I can glue it back together with?
Some Quilter
of course. So not only have we prepped a show this morning, but I've fixed your shoe.
Thanks. Shall I come and get my shoe?
At some point, I'll have those Quilter's clips back.
Cheers.
There you go, Skippy.
Thanks.
Off you go. We are very, very self-sufficient here. That's what I like to think.
And have all the skills. So, you know, should the need arise at some point,
Cobblers are us.
Cobbler. Yeah.
Yes. I mean...
Oh, we can have such fun with the name of our company. Absolute Cobblers, I'm going with.
Brilliant. I can't better that. I cannot better it. So I'm just not even going to try. That's brilliant.
Thanks. I'm here all week.
Yeah, for me it'd be like Cobblers
Well,
are
I
us
am.
or something. Well, you are here
a
a
week and then I'm in a field at a festival.
Yeah, you are at a field. Do you know, I'm very upset that I'm not going to that festival this year. I always go to that festival. Why can't I find Natasha Makes? What's
I
going on?
can't get comments at the moment, which is
have you been sent
annoying
into
to me.
prison? Facebook prison?
No, I don't think so. It's displaying a different screen for me this morning, just because Facebook likes to do these things and
It
change
does like
things
to throw it around a bit, doesn't it?
It do.
Ding dang do.
Ding dang
We'll
do.
find it in a minute. In a minute, we'll be there. So I hope you're just talk amongst yourself for a bit. There we go.
I mean, I can see you live. I can see you moving and everything.
No, that's yesterday's show.
No, this is definitely today's I can see. So there will be people who can see you.
Oh, good.
Just can't read the comments.
I can't see me.
However, over on YouTube, lovely Jane Vivash said, "Can't hear you, Tash."
Oh, no, I think we're there. I think we are there.
Ali, lovely Ali, our lovely farmer Ali, said...
Farmer Ali. Morning, Farmer Ali.
No vision, microphone and choking. Which was excellent, wasn't it, really?
I mean, yeah.
Sue obviously couldn't hear you either. Please, can you turn the volume up? Jane's saying she can't find us on Facebook. I can see us on Facebook with a big red live
here we
box.
go. We're here. There we go.
Yes.
So just no comments. No live chat. There we go.
You're doing better than me then, Tash.
No, I haven't got the chat. I don't know who's here. Turn
There's
off
just
captions.
no one talking to
Oh, Sean's
us.
here. No, Sean's here.
Oh, hi, Sean.
But clearly no one's saying anything.
No.
Oh,
All right.
well, that's fine. I'll just talk
I
at you
think
then.
perhaps people had difficulty finding us this morning.
What, and then I choked.
So, and then you were choking, and then
Are
everyone.
you saying
thought,
that's not the most attractive start to a show?
Not
Me choking on my
really.
tea.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not
Now,
ideal.
as promised, we have a show for you today with lots of interfacings because it is one of the most common questions that we get asked.
So it is.
This is Lisa says, just good morning, lovelies. Vanessa says hi.
Oh, here we go.
Liz, we've got you now. There we go.
I suspect we're just
go.
starting to get our viewers. So if you want to pause, take a very deep breath. I think they've missed all that first bit. I think you got away with it. They almost, choking to death and all of that. I think they also missed our career change option, which is, no bad thing.
Oh, your flip flop.
Yeah, my flip flop.
I think you'll find. I think you'll be very pleased with my copying
I am.
efforts.
I am. Natasha has repaired my shoe this morning, everybody. I have a quite new pair of lovely flip-flops. Leather ones as well, they're nice. And I tripped up and fell into the studio this morning and it separated at the tip. So, as Tash said, it was more of a flip-flap-flop.
Flip-flap-flop. No one's flip-flap-flop.
So she's glued me together, attached it all together with quilter's clips while it bonds. And we've decided, should we need another career option at some point, we can open cobblers. Which,
I have had
yeah,
many a shoe held together with pin flare glue.
Yes. Nail adhesive as well. I've done a fair few. I've stuck people's heels back on with a nail adhesive.
Oh, yeah, fingernail adhesive.
This
isn't
fingernail
like
adhesive.
no more nails or anything like that.
No more nails, but no. More and more nails.
No, so I can very much recommend our pin flare glue gel for shoe repairs and basically anything really.
And,
very
and
useful.
should you ever need a shoe repair, then Natasha and I, perhaps when we retire, might have a cobblers, which I suggested we call absolute cobblers. Go in with the chat, won't it? Marvellous.
Now,
it's nice to see you all now. I've got lots of lovely comments, Tash.
Now,
I think there's a lot of people. Julia says, hooray, found you, morning all.
Now, Gemma, was it you who sent me the thing? Because we said that we'd do about backings and everything else. H640 is one of the ones that we use a lot. And just so that I can move this off my desk, this was... this is basically a quilt hanging. Yes. It's always going to be hung. It's not going to be on a bed. So this has got H640 on the back of it. Yes. Look, there it is. We haven't actually finished it. And that just makes a great wall hanging. Did you see, was it you sent me the Facebook link where someone was saying about,
yes,
oh, how when art is properly displayed, and someone, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How it goes very quickly from the kiss to the in 190-degree rotation.
Dalliance. The dalliance. We'll go with dalliance. It wasn't. It was a four-letter word.
I don't think that was quite what they called it.
I believe it's a haircut. What the word that they use, and a type of carpet, didn't they? Went from the kiss to the.
You know, we were talking about the Paralympic swimming and what they have the people that hit them on the head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think they used the other word. Oh,
they used all sorts.
I think they used the word that I think it is.
They used
a haircut, a type of carpet, and possibly a bird also that has that lovely name. I'm waiting for it in the comments. Margaret's with us. It's bound to pop up.
Oh, if Lo, it'd already be up there if Lo were there. Yeah. I'm just going to pop this up. I'm going to keep it as the kiss.
Are you going to?
I am.
I'm a little bit disappointed.
Well, only because I've got bags up, Gem.
Lots and lots of people saying they were having trouble finding us. The notification didn't come up, but we're here now. And
to be fair, I had trouble finding me too.
We had. Yeah. I think Facebook knew we were having a moment.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think Facebook also didn't like the fact that I had music on in the background?
It was
because I was having a little dance this morning.
Yeah, we were, weren't we? But we turned it off.
There we go. So H640 for any of your wall hanging based needs is where I would go with that. We said that we would talk to you about all these things, and we will. So should we start then with H640? Have we got people now, Gem? Is it worth me starting?
Lots and lots of lovely people.
Fabulous.
You use H640 for quite a bit.
I do, and we also stock H630. Although I think we need a new roller bit
at the moment, but H630 is a lighter weight version, is it
That's
not?
all it is. So let's have a little look at this, and as we go, you see my desk will clear. H640. I first came across H640 working on the channels, as you do, and the designers kept saying, "Why aren't you stocking H640?" But the buyers there didn't really know what it was,
No.
so they didn't. And this is H640. So it is a fleece. You can put it on your quilt. Yeah. You can, if you're doing a lightweight bag, you can use it for that. It's not going to give it a lot of structure. It's going to give it a bit of poof.
Yeah. Loft.
Yeah. So you've got your little dotty buttons on there, your little glue dots on there. It's nice, it's soft, it's malleable, it's great. At the top, so depending on if you get 1/2 metre, then you'll have along the top here, and it's barely visible. It does tell you, Vliseline H640, wash at 40 degrees. You can iron it with 2 dots, medium heat, for 15 seconds with a damp cloth. And it says that round the top. Now, if you are like me and you keep every little scrap of this kind of stuff, because I use it for, just for all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So, for example, the glasses cases.
Perfect for all of those.
I'll always use it in glasses cases and things like that. Very, very, very handy. And also, we are going to do today a version of the Lazy Quilters, bag, right? This is Quilters Grid and H640. So you can see it's soft. There it is, soft. And so that, that's going to be, it's got enough hold, but it's not absolutely rigid. So it's got softness. I want to put a little button actually in there.
Oh no, that'd be nice.
Yeah. So that's what that will do if you've gone with your H640.
Lovely.
If you want it firmer, then you go Style-vil Fix. We used to stock Style-vil, but it got confusing. Style-vil Fix has got the adhesive on one side. If you don't want to adhere it, don't adhere it. It's really easy. Just use it as a sew-in interfacing. It's about the same money anyway. But you can see that is holding its shape. And we're going to work with Style-vil.
Yeah, and we don't need to be afraid of Style-vil Fix as well.
No, we don't.
Because I hid from it.
You did. Why did you hide from it, Gemma?
Because for me, I thought it's chunkier. It's going to get stuck in my machine, or my machine won't go through it. Because at the time I didn't have my Juki. Yeah. And I thought, oh, my machine's not as great, and I think it will just not want to go through it. It sewed through this stuff like butter. It's a really light foam. Yes, really light foam.
So it's got great structure. But it's easy to sew through. We're going to use it today. You can see there it is sewn through on part of my prep that I have pre-prepped.
I'm annoyed with myself that I didn't use Style-vil Fix before, because
you look at those projects, don't you, and go, oh.
I went from being afraid of it to using it in my bags especially. Yeah. And suddenly they had a more professional looking finish with real form and substance to them.
The saddle satchel. Yeah. Lisa Chandler's saddle satchel. How amazing. That's been in a bag. It needs a press because it's been squashed. But how amazing does that look? And that form is held together because of the Style-vil Fix. There's no two ways about it. That is what... I love this one. Do you know when I last wore this one, Gemma?
Oh, when?
I can tell you. When I took the kids to the Akamba Heritage Centre. There we go.
Amazing. You had a great day there, actually. I remember you saying.
We had lots of fun. Do you know who I had lunch with there?
Who?
You know the main guy in what's that rather raunchy
I know
period
exactly
one?
what you're going to say.
What is it on Netflix? Bridgerton.
There we go.
His mum.
Amazing.
I had lunch with his mum.
I mean, if you'd had lunch with him, I'd been slightly more impressed.
I know. No, he was in America, so that didn't happen. Right. Everything is falling over everywhere, so I'm just going to... I promised it would look better as I went on with the show. I can't promise that. I'm retracting that promise.
I'm watching this. Can we just pause for a moment and say hello to Philippa Winter, because she's very poorly, bless her. She's been up all night with the poorly sickness, pooliness. It's exhausting, isn't it?
That's no fun.
And you just feel
like death.
So sorry for yourself, especially the next day. She's shattered, bless her.
Oh, bless you.
Lisa's with us as well. Lisa Chandler.
Oh, they're Lisa Chandler. Oh, this is one of her bags. She's clever old stickers are Lisa. You see, that's one of Lisa's. That's one of Lisa's. That was one of mine. Now you see, this was another. Hang on. This
Lovely,
was this was Style-vil.
Lovely Joyce says, morning, I'm new to making things with padding. Can you tell me what the different waddings, etc. are?
This is what the show's all about. Watch and learn. Watch and learn.
That's what we're doing today, Joyce.
It's exactly what we're doing, only my bag will not stay up on there because there's not enough space. We've got so much on the show today. Now, this was made with our Hexiforms.
It was.
Now, Hexiforms are a leave-in English paper piecing piece. So instead of using paper for your English paper piecing, which you then take out, it's like a first layer of your wadding. And so with those bags, I would only add H640 because you've already got one layer that's quite rigid anyway. Whereas this one, which was Quilter's grid, I used the H640. But also if you want it really rigid, then go with your Style-vil fix. Another example of your Style-vil fix is with the beach bag.
Look at that colourway.
I like, yeah, I know.
Shazam!
I know. And it just gives that shape, and it just means that it's not going anywhere. It's held in place, and you are good to go. We have got some beach bag kits with the pattern and 2 designer fabrics. Do you want to see them?
Craziness. I have tagged these.
Just
so while you're finding all of those, Natasha,
right here.
Ali F's with us, and she says, morning Natasha, Gemma and everyone. Had to watch yesterday on catch up as I was in the office. Nearly choked on my coffee at Roger the Milkman.
Roger the Milkman.
Does sound like an instruction rather than a name.
Yeah, I've already had another Roger-based conversation. Lisa, you get your sunglasses out. You should permanently have them attached to your head. You live in Australia, my love. Right, this is one of the beach bag combos. You get the instructions, don't you, with this?
You do.
And if you grab yourself a metre of Style-vil fix, you will be good to go and have Style-vil fix left over.
Bear and with, because I have a feeling. Let me look at these bundles, Tash. Steady and on. Let me see. We did some that involved a metre of Style-vil fix. Is that their luscious magenta with flower dot warm?
Yes.
In that bundle, you get your kit with your free instructions, a metre of Style-vil fix,
they go laughing.
your 2.5 metres of fabric.
Oh, we will. Yeah, there you go. That's the whole thing. Good to go then.
Fabulous make. This make was demonstrated for those who want to watch Natasha make the beach bag on the 25th of March.
You actually make it. Natasha actually makes stuff.
Yes.
So that's got your lining there, and then your luscious for the outside. This one, you see, this bag was designed basically for all of the massive, great big prints that you have from the K Facet Collective. And do you know what, Gem? It came about because I did one with the peony bloom. So this in another colourway, and no, it wasn't. It was the banana leaf.
Yes. It was
And
the
Brandon saw it in the
tree,
background
yeah,
of an
banana
interview
tree.
that I did, and was like, that's exactly how Cape saw his fabric being used.
Yeah.
So then the next one that I did was with a peony bloom. This is the last of these, and I just think let's have that Brandon Shark's tooth. It's nice catching up with them at
great,
Festival of Quilts. It was
I
lovely to see them both.
see them.
Oh, I did.
Weren't
Brandon
they
was
on
quite
the
disappointed. I
Sunday?
didn't have children with me.
We got to loads of nonsense with the children last year. You had so much fun.
Couldn't come back with them. This is your cactus flower. I've only got 3 of these. If I've got the amount, there's the last of that.
And that's the jumble seafoam, isn't it? I
Love it.
adore that.
Love that one. But you see, it's exactly that colour in there,
Perfect.
which just needed to be there.
It wouldn't
And
make the
then
flowers
this was the original colourway that got the whole
tree.
thing started. So that was your banana tree,
Yes.
and then there's your chips.
They look great together, don't they?
Yeah. And again, so all of these coming with a metre of Style-vil fix and free instructions if you want to give it a go. Now, our lovely friend Vicky, who sobbed all the way through Top Gun, who she shall now be, that's obviously clearly her only point of reference now. She's started doing the beach bags, hasn't she?
She has done the beach bags. She has adapted it ever so slightly to make longer straps on one as well and put some internal pockets in.
She's done all sorts of stuff.
But
It's having that starting point, and she's only just started sewing.
Well, this is the thing, and Vicky has started sewing, and she will admit she started sewing with a pattern that I designed last year for her to make masks. And then I said, come on, you can't just get a sewing machine and make masks. This is silly. If you can make a mask, you can make something else. So she did the infinity scarf. Then she made your pillowcase dress. And she's kind of cut her teeth and built her confidence.
Built up.
But then she had a go at the beach bag because she just loved it so much. But she was convinced this wasn't going to work on her machine, that she wouldn't have the skill set. And she produced this bag and she was just so proud of it. And now, you know, she's telling everybody to grab our patterns because they explained so very thoroughly,
That's what we
step
try.
by step by step, with all the images in there. You know, it is just, I don't want to say foolproof, but that's what we keep getting told.
Yeah, that's what we hope.
Yes.
Now, this
we
was
aim
one
for.
of Lisa's designs as well. Claire Angelina's adulting this morning as well. She's done estate agent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've bought a toilet, although my mum's just messaged me and said, are you sure? It said that toilet not included. I added the toilet in, Mum. I did add the toilet in.
Good. Good.
She'll know it's going to arrive at her house tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
Lucky
Does she know yet?
No, I haven't told her.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Because she just told me that I
Excellent.
haven't got space in the garage.
Excellent. Good. Your house then, Mum. Your house.
So this one, yeah, again, you could use H640 or Style-vil fix. This is where it comes down to a personal choice. How do you want that class bag to just be? This is from the Madison collection. So this, actually, there's a third out of this collection that Lisa did. You've got your gorgeous, gorgeous little clutch bag, and then you had that, and then there was another bag. I just haven't got around to making the third bag yet.
No.
But how
Gorgeous
beautiful are
though.
they? So you can also use Style-vil fix if you want a really firm glasses case.
You can.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You can.
Love it.
We have put a bundle together because you will hear me keep saying throughout the show, it's your choice, because it is, and your preference as well. We will have ones that we might recommend for something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the effect that you want.
No.
So. Would anyone like a 2-bedroom modern house on the outskirts of Norwich? No, that's not what we're selling here. Sorry. Leslie's making Japanese knot bags. Following your help, the bags look wonderful.
They are
There we go.
Lovely pattern.
They are.
They are.
Japanese
We
knot
try
bags.
not to do anything complicated here.
Oh no, we
We
don't.
like it to look complicated, but not be too complicated.
Don't
tell anyone.
I've literally just taken the samples out.
Don't tell anyone.
Literally.
We are the queens of doing things that look impressive, but
Tricky,
actually
but not.
quite straightforward. Thanks.
Gemini. Decovil Light in beige, S133 and S520.
The Decovil we've not had on the show.
We've never shown the Decovil.
Because you've got something in mind for that.
I do. Let me tell you. Right.
Are you telling?
I'm telling.
We sat with Janet from Selena and had a little look and a little play and a think about this.
So.
I can't believe you're going to spill the beans.
Well, I'm going to say a bit. A little while ago, we made gorgeous bowls.
Yes, we
Now,
did.
At
Yes,
the time,
we did.
we only had S520 and we used a layer for the top and a layer for the bottom, and that works a treat, and that is adhesive. So if you look at the top here, that one's the switch, you can see wash at 40 degrees, medium to a hot heat. Okay. And this is going to give you all the information that you need on here. Also, if you go to the Selena website and you find the product that you have bought, because these just come off a roll,
They do.
you can download a PDF, and I'm going to put these in each of the drawers of the things that we sell, Gemma, so that if anybody asks a question, we know
Perfect.
what we've got. Okay, so things like your all of these sorts of things, because you might have bought Lamifix gloss and not known quite what to do with it. So the S520 is perfect for your bowls. Also, if you wanted a lighter weight for your fan bag, then you can use that. Again, this is another Lisa Chandler design. Now, if you want something sturdier, especially for the bowls, the S133 is fabulous. And can you see it's got like a, otherwise known as buckram,
Yes.
basically. Can you see it's got like a slight gloss on it? That's your adhesive side. So you've got a slightly shiny side and then just like a pulpy side. And that is where you can adhere your fabrics onto, which would mean that you would cut out your templates and then you would adhere that onto there, and then you know, away you go with that. So perfect for your structured pelmets, bag making, caps. How many of you make caps? Inga made one, didn't she? The other day,
did.
for golfing.
Like a visor.
Oh, it wasn't for golfing. She didn't golf. It was for gardening.
SJ thought it was for golfing.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then we laughed and went, "Oh no, actually it worked really well."
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is my she's not an in-law, is she anymore? She's an outlaw.
Outlaw.
Yeah. Lovely glam pam. She wears a cap for golfing. She's captain of our golf club. Now this is Decovil light beige. Decovil. What are we going to use this for? So Decovil is. Jen, we haven't even opened it because we've never wafted this on the show before. Again, if you are making curtains and pelmets and all that malarkey, and any information that you need to know, again, is going to be on the top here, or you can go and find, oh gosh, look, that first bit. And this is going to give a movable adhesive. Well, you've got your adhesive there, but this is great for making belts and things like that.
Nice.
And it's going to move with your fabric. So this is Decovil Light. You can wash it at 30 degrees, iron it. It's beige. We're going to have a look at this at some point. But perfect for your belts, your cap, peaks, things like that. And again, you could use this for making your bowls, but you'd need to use 2 layers to get that rigidity. Or maybe you could use that on the top, that on the bottom, or mix them. There isn't a right or a wrong way here, is there?
There isn't.
Personal preference.
I feel for our viewers right now. They are writing like mad. So have an occasional slurp of your tea.
Oh, with the cold one. Do you know what I'll do then?
Just don't spray any flatter in it today because that's not tasty.
Oh, that didn't taste so great. I'm just going to have a quick painkiller because I've hurt my back.
I think that's a plan.
So
the bowls, Natasha, that you made
Yeah.
were from a book. This was Modern Fabric Art Bowls by Kirsten Fisher. We still have that book available on our website, and the demonstration of the bowls was Monday the 30th of May. Can't believe that.
I did
How
it in
is
a
it nearly 3
slightly
months?
different way. So
Yeah.
I will probably at some point do a pattern
Yeah.
for you, just for one, like a simple, easy one. But I did enjoy her book tremendously.
Sure. But it's nearly 3 months since we did that show. It's nuts.
Now,
Crazy.
here's the thing, right, Gemma? Lovely bowls, and we use them a lot. We've got them in our kitchen space, haven't we, here?
We
I
have.
generally normally fill my eggs for my breakfast omelette.
Yeah, you do.
But if you wanted, at any time, and maybe you're making a wash bag or anything like that, then what you can do is Lamifix it. Say what now?
Now, Lamifix for me was a bit of a what? This is it's a bit different, the old Lamifix, isn't it?
Right, this is Lamifix, right? Let me just run it out of the way. Lamifix.
You need a bigger space.
I know, I've run out of space, haven't I? This is it. And again, when you buy it, it's going to come from us because it comes off the roll just like that. And you'll be like, what do I do now? You go onto the Zelina website and you download the product
Yes.
thing. And so you will end up with this information. Now, glossy, wipeable, fusible film. That is what this is, okay? And it's going to tell you whether it's soft or hard, light or heavy, stable. It's very, very stable, this, okay? And it's very thin. It tells you the GSMs and what you can use it for. Hand iron, and you hand iron it for 8 seconds with a damp cloth, okay? Now, what you will basically do, and if I just take a little strip I can show you, is you would shiny side up, so that's your shiny side. The matte side goes onto the fabric, and then you just use your with a cloth in between, you use your iron, and that will adhere. So you suddenly have if you don't use eau de coat, you suddenly have basically an oilcloth. But it is wipe clean only. You can't then put that through the wash. There we go. And are you seeing if we've got... What have you got? Oh, Gemma's got the book.
I've got my clever book, just for in a minute, should you require it, because it will show side by side the difference between some of the products that are perhaps to some
this
people
is
a bit
always on their
similar.
website, so you can always find that. Now, the quick screen triangle. Do you know, I've tried to search for that star I did the other day, Gemma.
Oh no!
Could I find it?
Oh, bless you.
I did a whole show. It was one of our
Plain
subscriptions, and I did a big star using this stuff. Now, this is a medium weight non-woven interlining. What does that all mean? Basically, it's got these marks on, and these marks are your guide for sewing, which means it's a bit like foundation paper piecing. So you will sew on the line, you'll have your fabric on the other side, and you will use that to then sew. This is your grid, and you will sew on that line and then fold your fabric away, press it, sew, press. We did a whole show on it. We haven't got very much left on the roll, but again, it's showing you it is not an adhesive one. It's just a sew-in situation, which then means that you then have basically one line of interfacing in, which means that if you are doubling up using another interfacing, you might not need to go as bulky. So whereas if initially I might have used a Style-vil fix for that rigidity, if I've already used one sort of interfacing, then I might use the H640 instead, because then those two kind of add up to equal what you'd have got from the Style-vil. Not in all cases, but
Natasha,
in
I
this one.
have got the little sample here that shows the difference in thickness between the H640, H630, well, and the H650 as well, if you wanted
Oh yeah,
that.
lovely. Thank you, darling.
It's all right. Might be able to show it on close up.
Well, if we just,
Might work.
yeah, if we go here, you might see. So this is your H640, you can see, is nearly double that of your H630. So that's just going to give you a little bit of stability. Don't know, this is your R20, that's really floofy. And then this one down here is your HH650, and that sits somewhere in between. So your H640 is most floofy. The middle is your HH650, but remember that is adhesive on both sides. That's what we've been working with for the last week. So you've got the adhesion on both sides. The H640, the H630 just had the adhesion on one side. H630 is a smaller number, it's not as thick as your H640. And your HH, I remember that as adhesive both sides. The H is the adhesion both sides. Vliselina is a German company, so, but they're, the reason that we use them is because they are, why is this not switching this morning? Because they are very, very, very environmentally minded.
They are.
So they make sure that where they recycle, they can. A lot of the interfacings are made from recycled bottles. In fact, they do an entire interfacing, don't they? An entire
Wadding.
that is completely made out of recycled bottles.
They do.
Which is just fabulous. Which one is it? Is it the R?
Is it the
Eco
150 or something?
Yeah. We'll go back into that. For those of you that like to, oh, Gemma, do you know what I've got here?
Ooh, I have actually found the official eco statement.
Go on.
Do you want me to do that
Yeah,
while
go
you're
on.
rummaging through your bits and
you
pieces?
read that out.
It says the consumption of plastic is as high as ever before. Millions of plastic bottles, bags and packages pollute our environment.
Yes.
But basically they set themselves a goal to counteract that and take appropriate action. They already offer products made of 100% recycled polyester and or mixtures thereof. And by already using existing materials, they're reducing the consumption of the new raw materials. So, yeah.
Amazing.
They recycle around 7 million PET bottles per day.
Isn't that amazing?
And this is Freudenberg Performance Materials, who own Vliselina. And around 2.5 billion PET bottles per year in their European plants. The length of these bottles taken together would reach around the Earth 15 times.
Whoa. Whoa. a lot of you are asking for this information to be put onto the website. I don't know if there is any way that we can add a link to these PDFs.
I will look into it.
I'm not going to promise anything because it's not me that does it, because I'm a technophobe.
It really is down to whether or not our
Will embed it.
whether our platform has the facility to do that.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, the Vlizelina website is your friend. Now, having said that, Gemma,
it's a possibility it might slow our website down completely and crash it as well because of the, all of that. So we'll see.
I could not find this product on there at all.
Oh,
so I don't know if they're
X50.
still making it even. Now, this is your X50. It's a wadding. So this is going to go in your quilting. And do you know what you use it for? You can use these as your guidelines for said quilting.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do... Oh, I remember Janet showing us this.
Yeah.
And talking about clothing, wasn't she?
Yeah. You can use it in your clothing. Incidentally, your H640 and your H630 can be used in padded jackets as well.
Yes.
So for any of you that are using, anything like this, maybe you've watched the Great British Sewing Bee and you want to make a quilted jacket or anything like that, then this is it. This is going to give you those lines to then quilt to. This is not an adhesive one, but we only have this roll, and actually our supplier, Gem, doesn't have it either. So I don't know if the X50 is done. So if you fancy a bit of this, this is all I have.
I have 2 little iron dots on the X50 on my sheet.
You've got an iron
on here. There's an iron with 2 little dots next to it.
I think. You see, I've never used it. No. Actually, so this is,
I think that's
gluey.
Fusible. Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
No. Every day's a school day, guys. And this is one we haven't worked with yet. We haven't put this into a project. And then, yes, because of availability, we don't want to bring you something and then say, oh, they've discontinued it. That would be awful.
Well, that would then give you that quilted look.
This one's 40% recycled.
Right.
Lightweight fusible batting made of synthetic fibres and coated with a diamond-shaped grid of adhesive.
See, I couldn't find any information on it, so I just assumed it wasn't. But yes.
This is because I've got my nice book.
Yeah, you've got your book.
For needlework and clothing such as jackets and coats with a quilt effect, suitable for light to medium weight fabrics. And what you do, it says, is you place the coated side of the batting onto the wrong side of the outer fabric, press the iron step by step for about 12 seconds using a damp cloth. Yep. Don't push it.
No. Nope.
Just place.
Nope.
Top stitch the batting and the fabric together on the batting side, and the diamond grid of the adhesive serves as a stitching and guiding line.
I knew it acted as a stitching as that guide. I didn't realise that was actually adhesive.
As well. That's
which
clever,
is rather brilliant.
Yes.
This is all we've got, guys. So if you fancy giving that a go, that is all that we've got. Yes. But do give it a go. Sounds like fun.
Does sound like
because
fun.
You can do that as a pattern on your bag. You can. Lovely. Right. Do you know what else we've got, Gem, on the show today? We've got all sorts of goodies fabric-wise, but I don't know. Do you know what I did? I went through our Vlizelina shelves.
You did.
And this is what I found. So I'm just going to show you what I found. This is your Stretch Fix T30. So for those of you that do your dressmaking, these are your elastic heat activated adhesive web.
I did
on
have
a
some
transfer
top
paper
tips at one point from Janet about these. It may be that I
but
can
this
add
is
some
for
of
use
those
on jersey.
Yes.
So basically, if you want to do seams, hems and things on a jersey and still need it to stretch, this is it. This is the one. Whereas if you use something like Wonder Web, where is it? Where is it? Where's it gone?
I love it. You've done this lovely big box and now you've got to rummage around to find everything.
So your Wonder Web, when I have to buy like 12-year-old trousers for Freddie because otherwise the waist or whatnot isn't big enough.
Oh, bless him.
Sometimes the trousers are a little bit too long. And invariably, if I sew them, he will just rip them. So Wonder Web is your friend. So that means I just turn the hem under, pop a bit of that in between, press it, and it's basically glued together. Fabulous, job done. Which is fine when it's not a stretch fabric. And Freddie's school trousers aren't a stretch fabric, they're just a normal cotton fabric. But if you're using a jersey, then if you use something that's not got any give on it, it's not going to sit right. You're going to get that, you know, that weird, so it's just not going to hang. And that's why you would use Stretch Fix instead. Does that make sense?
It does.
Now we've got Wonder Web in 2 different sizes.
Lovely.
Yep. You can either have 20 metres of it or 3 metres of it, depending on how lazy you are. I like to have the 20 metre because life is too short to be hemming Freddie's trousers. This is...
Well, and quite often it needs doing it 3 seconds flat before you leave the house.
I know. Perfect hem. This is a little bit different. Perfect hem is... I don't know if I printed off a thing for it.
That's okay. I've got it here. So perfect hem.
It's for the double-sided, isn't it?
Yeah, it says 2 lightweight elastic fusible woven tapes made of synthetic fibres. The 2 tapes are joined by a row of blind stitches with the adhesive facing out.
Yes.
So this is designed for soft, invisible hems on blouses, dresses, skirts, jackets, coats. So hems that no longer need to be stitched. And you can use it on all fabrics.
So if I just show you this. So can you see it's joined with, so
this would be really good if you had something like a pleated skirt where you wanted to hem the edge,
yeah,
but it needs to still have that softness to it.
And so you can pop it into there, and that is that's how it's joined together. Those 2 pieces are joined together with a stitch, which is fabulous. The dressmakers amongst you will understand what it is for.
Soft invisible hems.
And it's really lightweight. I like that. What else have we got in here? Oh, we've got it in black as well. Now, the waist shaper. This is meant for dressmaking. We use it for bag making. I'm going to demo it today.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got some here. Now, basically, what it does is you adhere your fabric to it, and then you turn the edges in like that, which means you've got no raw edges, and then you fold it in half like that, and then that is your waistband.
It is.
And if you've got a pleated skirt or anything else, that's going to sit inside there and give you a perfect waistline.
Brilliant for your skirts or your trousers.
Absolutely brilliant for that. We use it for bag making, so stay tuned. This is your former band. Now this is a bias tape. Okay, so where you need that bit of interfacing, maybe it's around the neckline, it's going to give you that
it's going to secure your kind of bias cut or your round edges, isn't it?
It is, but it's on a bias, so it's got that give.
Yes.
And again, that's like the stretch fit the former band, because it's on the bias, it's got that stretch, so it's going to sit beautifully rather than you trying to force anything.
Absolutely, you can use that across a wide range of fabrics, that one. But it's
Fram elastic.
Clever stuff.
Now you see, this is a good one.
We got this one in specially actually when Rachel Ilsley was in to make a particular jersey top.
So this is a sewing tape, very high and permanent elasticity. So for those of you making anything for kids or anything like that needs to give a bit. And it says for the securing of elastic seams, shoulder seams on ladies wear, lingerie, swimwear, sportswear, and also for creative accents such as gathers, ripples and ruffles.
Never ruffle me.
And where you see this, the ochre text, that basically means that it's got nothing harmful in it, no harmful chemicals or anything else in there. So this one you can see on the scale, it's very elastic. Okay. If you have, again, this is used a lot with jersey as well, because it's got that give. But where you need that give, where you need that interfacing with give, it's very, very useful. Interfacing. These are just staples that everyone should have. Medium weight iron-on, lightweight iron-on.
Yes.
The rule of thumb for dressmaking is you match the weight of interfacing with the weight of the fabric you are using. So if you're using something light and sheer, you'll go for soft and light. If you're using cotton, you'll go for your medium.
Absolutely.
And that's it. That's it.
And we have...
But we use it for pockets.
Yes.
We use it for all sorts of different things, especially for like Lisa's bags and things. Where's it gone again? Where did I put it? Often if you've got a pocket on the side,
Yeah.
then we'll put some interfacing on there.
And because a lot of our projects use a medium weight interfacing, we also have a medium weight, we use a cotton quilting weight cotton.
Yeah.
We have a medium weight interfacing that we
Yeah.
stock as well, don't we, that's from Hemline.
But if you just want something just to stabilise, so like yesterday when we were using,
Oh, look.
yeah.
Le jacquard.
So if you wanted to just stabilise the jacquard, give it just a little bit more stability, then you would go with your lightweight, your soft and light. It's not going to add very much to it. It's still going to get that beautiful drape, but it's going to stop it shifting around.
Yes.
And that's when you might want to use some of that. So you could use that with your jacquard. Now this is out because yesterday this bundle sold out with the ivory jacquard. We managed to make 4 more bundles, but it's got this coloured jacquard in it instead. So if you were one of the last 4 to buy, have we got any left?
Let's have a look.
Gemma's just looking.
I am. Well, I will when it catches me up.
So the first ones that bought yesterday have got the ivory, but we loaded and then I found out that I hadn't actually got any more of the ivory. I thought I had, but it was just a shade out. But this was the one I actually used on the sample.
No, those have flown out.
They've gone.
Flown out.
So if you bought the last 4 yesterday, you'll be getting it with this.
But it's beautiful.
Do you want to see it? Actually, because this was yesterday's show. I think that's pretty much everything in there. We've got, oh, Misty Fit, we'll get, okay, no it's not. I take it all back. We'll get back into my box in a minute. This was yesterday's show. Now, case in point, I used HH650 yesterday. That's what that lining looks like. So for those of you that have bought the last of the 4 bundles, that's what the lining looks like. So yesterday, when I made this one, I used HH650 and adhered the lining and the outer together. I did not use it on the PU. And that's fine. And that, as you can see, that's got, by the time that's filled with all your cosmetics or whatever, it's fine. It's got enough oomph. Yesterday's show, instead, I lined the whole of the lining piece with HH650. That's the double-sided fusible interfacing, and then adhered it to the top, not the glittery PU, because the glittery PU is softer. So it's still benefiting from the HH650, but I didn't adhere it to it. The adhesion comes on that top part there, which then holds everything in place. And you can just see the difference of having that interfacing on there. It just makes a bit of difference there. Just made a difference, Jem. We've sold out of that in the Cellian, with the glittery one, but we do still have it with the quilted gold. So let me just show you what that would look like. There you go. So that's what that one would look like. We've still got some of those bundles from yesterday, but it's got that gold with it as opposed to the glittery. There we are.
Divine, isn't it?
We've still got a few of those blue ones left.
I love the quilted PU. It's got that lovely classy look to it.
It does. You know, it absolutely does.
Feels
And
lovely
it's
as well,
just,
actually.
Now, the quilted PU, here we go. So this is case in point. This I used, this is the pocketed pouch. In the past, I've used H640, and that's been absolutely fine. Yesterday, instead of 2 layers of my quilted PU, I just folded it over and hemmed it. So it's just 1 layer. And the extra structure then for this bag came from the use of Style-vil fix as opposed to the H640. And that now means that that can stand on its own. And there it is. And that's very, very padded. So that's going to be just fine. Now, Gemma, we have put together a bundle of H640,
We have.
HH650, so give it a try if you haven't, and a metre of Style-vil, metre pieces of each.
Yes.
Of the Style-vil fix, and we've put a discount on it if you're just trying and just working it out. It's very complex, but it's not really. There are certain things that you should have: a medium weight interfacing, H640,
Yes.
Style-vil, and I would add in the HH650. I'm
Yes.
using it a lot more now that we have it,
It's,
and we will get some more H630 for you. Also in my box, oh goodies, we've got a hemline iron-on interfacing 1 metre piece.
Yes. Which matches really well to our cotton,
Yeah,
quilting weight cottons, doesn't it?
Misty fuse
Ooh.
in black. Now, you would be forgiven for not really understanding what it does, even once you've read the blurb.
That was very carefully put, Natasha.
Yeah. Yeah. It is like our bond and repair, which I haven't got in
It
here.
is a little bit of magic, isn't
Yeah. It's basically a spider's web
it?
of glue,
Mm-hmm.
and you would sandwich it between whatever you want, your 2 fabrics that you want, and then you apply heat and it melts and puts the 2 together. So we use this when we do things like fabric origami
Yes.
and things like that. Also, it's fabulous for repairing garments. Now, here's the clever thing. If you want to make any of your fabrics adhesive, that's the word, isn't it? Then if you lay this on your Teflon pressing sheet, put the fabric that you want on top and adhere it all together, then let it cool, peel it off your Teflon paper, your Teflon pressing sheet, and it basically becomes an adhesive fabric.
Which is so cool.
And it's great for applique. Or if you've got a flower motif or something that you just want to cut out and then stick on the whole of the trousers that your daughter has managed to create from falling off their scooter, then it's really, really handy stuff to know.
I don't know how you know this.
Huh?
No idea how you know this.
No idea. It's basically Bonder web without the paper backing.
Lovely. Amazing.
Would have been an easier way to describe it.
Jane's very happy. Jane Vivash, she says that she had some of the diamond fusible stuff that we showed earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And she loved it for small projects, and she's run out and she's not been able to find any.
Because I don't know who's
Until
making it
now.
anymore. No, get it because we won't be able to get it back
Until
again.
now.
Edge tape. We've got it in 2 different colours, and your seam tape, your flexible seam tape. Again, these are all for using different sewing projects, things like that.
Yes.
Fusible tape for stabilising vertical threads. There you go. So shoulders, facings, blazers, all that kind of stuff. It's all there. And then we buy the Bundle Fix Waist Shaper, by the way. We've got it in black as well.
Yeah,
we
the
buy it on a
charcoal
big roll, so you
Great.
just get a chunk off it. If you want it in its own packaging, then we do sell it like that as well, but it's better value. Once you've used it once, you know how to use it. Go for the one off the roll because it's cheaper.
Sylv's giving us a little insight into the recycling habits of the Germans. She says Germans are passionate recycling about recycling in the environment. They had
Good.
separate recycling bins for different types of waste and
Good.
different colours of glass way
Which
back
we
in the
did.
60s and 70s.
Which we did.
There was apparently a mass public protest about packaging where people unwrapped their shopping at the tills and left all the rubbish in the supermarket, and that forced them to change. In Hamburg, coffee pods are banned because they produce too much waste.
Do you know what? I wish they were here, which would make you very upset, I know, because you do love a coffee pot. But
You can get refillable ones now, where you can get your own coffee and pop it in a coffee pod and use it in your coffee machine.
well, that makes
Clever
more
stuff.
sense. You can't just keep throwing all this rubbish away, can you? It's
I
not-
send my
it's
bag.
not on.
I've got a scheme called Pod Back, where you get a big bag and you pop all your pods in the bin, in the bag, and then you send the bag back to them and they recycle them,
Good.
which is also good.
This is very responsible
Yes.
drinking habits. Well done,
Thank
Gemma. So when they say drink responsibly, that's not what they normally mean, is it?
No, probably not. So Wendy Asher says, do they make anything strong enough to hold dog toys together? I'm sat here disemboweling dog toys and stitching them back together with button thread. Wendy, I feel your pain. With 2 Dachshunds in the house, one of whom has no teeth, I still spend half my life trying to put dog toys back together. They last
Bond and
them
repair.
seconds.
Bond and repair, that's what I would use.
Yeah.
And again, bond and repair works the same as we sell it on like a big roll, don't we? And you just need a little bit. And what you would do, I'm just wondering.
I mean, the alternative I can recommend is sitting down with your dog, as I did last night, and nose to nose, and give them a very stern talking to about how
well
if they don't, if they carry on destroying their toys, there will be no more toys, young lady. She didn't look too impressed, and I'm not entirely convinced it'll make a difference, but it made me feel better.
For you, excellent. Let me with a little scrap of something somewhere.
So Rosina says that while you're rummaging, she says she sees a lot of elastic on shop-bought jersey on the shoulder seams, and that's absolutely it.
That's
and
exactly
that is where your fram elastic comes in. That's exactly why we got it in, Rosina, when Rachel came to do. It was one of the
No, it wasn't. It was when we had. Well, we got it in, and also when Jennifer Taylor came and did some stuff with us. Right. So this is how you would use the Misty Fuse and any of your heat and bond and repair. They call it all sorts of stuff. It's basically a spider web of glue. That's it. Pop it on there. If you have just bought, you will have one of these if you've just bought our HH650 bundle with 1/2 metre of HH650 and one of these pressing sheets. It's Teflon. You can actually use it as a baking sheet in the oven as well, by the way. It is food safe, but I wouldn't mix the two. Have one for your food and one not. And the only reason that I folded it over is just so that I don't gunk my iron. Now what that does, just let it, normally you'd cut any excess away, but now all of that glue has just melted into there. So that's what the glue was looking like. It's now all into that fabric, so I can cut out that and adhere that onto. Or I could cut out a patch and put that onto a dog toy and create that patch, or onto a hole on a pair of jeans.
Clever stuff.
To hold it and repair it.
Oh, our X50 sold out, Natasha.
Oh, has it?
We knew this would happen.
I don't
we
know.
are speaking to our rep later.
I couldn't find it on our supplier website.
I'm looking now, but we are speaking to our supplier later. So
heat and bond and repair. Wait, which one is it that we've got on the roll? Is it bond and repair?
I think it's.
But it's basically, it's like a heavy duty Misty Fuse.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Clever stuff, I say.
Right.
And Teflon Mat is your friend with several of these, isn't it?
And yeah, it really is. Now, we used to stock the Goddess sheet made by Misty Fuse. Okay. It was very expensive.
Yes.
To the extent that it cost more. It was smaller than this, and it cost more than our bundle with your 1/2 metre of HH650 and our Teflon sheet put together. The one thing that it did have,
Bond and repair on the roll.
Bond and repair on the roll. Thank you,
Thank
Inga.
you.
Yeah, she said it's bond and repair on the roll. The one thing it did was have a curved corner. And that curved corner, if you just always keep to the top and right, you'll know that if you've got any adhesive left. But do you know how you get around that without having to pay the silly prices?
Cut a curve off the corner.
You do that.
With your paper scissors.
And then you've got it yourself.
Yeah.
That's just saved you a good 10 quid.
It has.
Thank you.
However, such has been the popularity of our Teflon pressing sheets, because we've done a bundle this week, haven't we?
More.
I'm going to have to put them on delayed dispatch, aren't I?
Yeah, I will get some more.
With the HH650 bundle? Shall we carry on that little deal? Are we feeling generous, Natasha? She spoils you lot, I tell you. Let me pop it on delayed dispatch for you, and this will be a pre-order situation, guys, so we will get it in as quick as we can.
Gemma.
Yes.
Waist shaper. I am going to make for you a bag. Now, previously when we've done the Lazy Quilters bag, we have sewn on beautiful, beautiful leather type handles And we do still have some of those.
We do.
And they look lovely.
We do.
However, they obviously come at a cost
They do.
because they are very intricate and they are very lovely. About £14, I think.
I love them.
Yeah. However, so if you don't want to, like if you're making it for your mum's birthday or something, you're making a really posh one, go for it. Absolutely.
I did that.
You do. I know.
Christmas.
Ask me how I know.
So proud.
Otherwise,
So proud
waist
she was.
shaper is your friend. Get your fabric.
Yes.
Get your waist shaper. Now,
Well, and sometimes you like a fabric handle. It's personal preference.
Vliselina will always tell you to press with a damp cloth. I don't really have a damp cloth hanging about everywhere. I apply steam. The only reason that they put on a damp cloth is basically to turn it into steam.
Yes.
And what that does by adding the steam, it increases the heat on your iron, which just better allows the glue flow to happen. So it increases the glue flow, improves the glue flow, if we are going to be really geeky about the situation.
And why not?
Do you know what I also do if I don't have it to hand? Pop on a little bit of a
Oh, yes.
flatter spray, just because I like the
It's our
smell of it.
friend, isn't it?
Yeah. And so we have got some beautiful bundles for you today, which we're going to make the Lazy Quilters bag with. And the idea of this, was that you would have enough fabric in this particular bundle that if you wanted to make your own handles, then you could. I also wanted to show you different shapes and sizes. And we will get on to the quilters grid in just one moment.
Excellent.
Ooh.
It's very squeaky.
It's really squeaky. I know the kids were like, "What's that noise, mummy?" yesterday. So that is my waist shaper there. I've got another bundle to show you quickly before I finish off that. Look how we like to load things up here. And I know that Gemma's loading this today. For some reason, I completely forgot to cut these and do these. So these are the same bundles as yesterday, a fat quarter of our beautiful Robert Kaufman fabrics. Gorgeous. But look what I found. The red jacquard, bit special.
It's lovely, isn't it?
And your gold PU, fat quarter, zip and magnetic clasp, all in. I've only got, I'm going to say 4 of those, maybe 6.
Gosh.
Very, very few.
Yes.
Very, very few. So if you want that one, it wasn't on yesterday's show, it has been added. Also added off the back of yesterday's show, and I don't know if these have sold, we made as many more of these as we could. I think it was 4 extra of these with your black jacquard, your black quilted
I think this one sold out.
PU. Did
one
it
of the
sell out?
fastest yesterday, didn't
And
it?
your
It went
antique
crazy.
fabric.
We managed to put, I think it's about half a dozen of these back up, didn't we? I haven't
Yeah,
got half a
and I
dozen
don't know
now.
if they
I've got
sold
very,
out.
very few.
Right.
Just a couple left.
And like I say, if you went for, have these sold out, these ones?
Let me see.
Because we added 4 more.
Oh,
they've-
yes, those went.
Those went.
Yes.
Okay.
Gone.
So
Gone.
really,
Sold. Fastest finger first.
the one then that we have left for you is this colourway, but with the, oh hang on, gold quilted PU.
Do you know, this is my favourite as well.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that one? That's the one that we've got left.
Look at that.
That bundle.
Gorgeous.
That's it. So, Sue, I did email you this morning and say sorry that it had all been pre-cut, that blue one.
I know.
'Cause I know
it's
that
such
was
a
what she was
gorgeous
after.
fabric.
Okay.
We did have it up by the ½ metre for a little while, but it's
We still have
too irresistible.
a little bit of that one
The ivory.
by the ½ metre. We loaded a few units of that, and I think that was what I suggested to you at some ungodly hour this morning. I hope your phone doesn't ping when you get an email, because you'll have wished me elsewhere, Gemma. She possibly might have wished me elsewhere. Now, let me show you these. We are going to make today the Lazy Quilters bag. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make your own handle. That's what this is here. Okay, You're going to get the pattern for free in any of these bundles. There's a £10 saving. In fact, more than the pattern for free on these. There is more than a £10 saving on all of these bundles. Let me show you what they look like. So, because if you can't even be bothered to cut up your fabric, hey look, there's no judgment here.
No.
No judgment, like fair play.
I love a charm pack.
You will get a metre of quilter's grid. The instructions, you're basically getting the quilter's grid and the instructions for free, aren't you, with a £10 saving?
Yeah, it's not
pretty much not far
that.
off, is
Yeah,
it?
pretty much that.
This is then
far
a
off.
half metre for your lining in your emeralds and your jungle paradise charm pack. Who doesn't love that?
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're not going to force you to make the lazy quilter's bag. If you look at this and
Back in
say,
your stash.
oh, I'm going to use the charm pack for a little quilt, and I'll put my own fabrics in to make my lazy quilter's bag.
Do it.
Go for it.
Do you know what I use this
Absolutely.
fabric for? This one, I did the through the window quilt,
Oh, lovely.
which was really nice for a child's version.
Lovely.
We did a William Morris version, and then we did a child's version, and I did it in the
Such
Jungle Paradise.
A great
Now,
pattern for a charm pack, the through the window, isn't it?
let's keep this out. This is what you're getting as standard with each of these kits. The cozy up. You've got your greys, your teals, everything in there, and those beautiful, beautiful peach tones. Was that azalea or salmon?
Salmon.
Salmon. It went
Yeah.
with the salmon, which just picks out those peachy tones perfectly.
Yes.
And again, £10 off this bundle.
Crazy.
I can't, I can't help you much more than that, really, can I? £10 off.
No.
But when stocks are gone, they are gone. I've only got, is it 2 or 3 of Janet Clare's Botanicals with your school grey. I love this one with the birds.
You've always loved
I've
this.
always loved this one, yeah.
You might have casually had one and popped it in your stash. I know this.
Shh. Don't tell everyone.
I think it was the big one, the layer cake, when we had that.
We forgot to remove it from stock. I had to give it back because we sold it.
Marlene's saying, any chance you could do an information sheet with bullet points for each of the interfacings and possible makes, which we could download?
That's
Marlene,
kind of what this show is.
yes. So the downloads on the Vlisalina website will give you lots and lots and lots of information about each of these products. What we tend to do with our makes is put on each one which interfacing we recommend you use.
Yeah.
So when you see that you've got a particular interfacing that's recommended, at that point, Vlisalina is absolutely your best port of call, because their information will always be the most accurate and the most up to date. You know, if they ever change their manufacturing processes, if anything changes about a product, they will adjust their website, and we won't necessarily know that's happened. So, you know, if we can embed links to their website, we will.
We're going to look at that, but we don't
But-
want to trash our own website embedding other people's links.
Absolutely, and also
'Cause that would make us sad.
popping their information onto our website, I can't guarantee that's going to stay up to date, because I won't know when they've updated theirs. So it's always best to get that information downloaded
From the
direct
horse's mouth,
from
Gemma.
Vlisalina. Yes,
From the horse's mouth.
correct.
This is such a beautiful, beautiful fabric collection. It's Rain. It's from the Ruby Star collection. Really, really gorgeous.
Lovely.
I love the selvages on
It's
these.
the
Look
the
at this.
selvages.
It's Rashida,
Yeah.
Coleman Hale. Own Your Power. Yeah.
Love it.
Whenever you need a little uplift. I was cutting that this morning thinking, yes,
But that
yes. But
plus the metallic, Tash.
I know. Metallic bumbleberries to really bring out the spot and everything on that leopard.
Lovely.
Yes. And then also we had a dashwood fabric with the
Yeah.
black. So I'm going to use that for my handles.
So Dashwood Studio make this particular pattern, which they call Twist, which I love, but that's a metallic twist, which makes it even more super duper special.
Yeah. And we
Love
use
it.
that actually with Lisa Chandler's
Yes,
as well.
so Lisa Chandler, we found that there is a beautiful tealy colour. It's not
Yeah.
a metallic, it's a tealy one.
That works. So
Um,
there were
that
only
looks
3 that we ever
beautiful.
bought from them.
Beautiful.
Half a metre of black for your lining. And then you've got fat 8ths of these so that you can make super duper bags. And your metre of quilter's grid and your instructions. Again, a £10 saving on this. There is a lot of fabric there. It is bright, it is brilliant, it is vibrant.
Really gorgeous.
I absolutely adore it.
Barbara Winard's late, bless her.
Oh,
And
morning,
she
Barbara.
is explaining her tardiness. She says, I'm late, I've been to the market.
Okay.
I was daydreaming on the
Lovely
bus coming
market.
home. And I missed my stop.
Oh no!
Oh, bless her. We've all done something similar.
Now, as we have previously seen, I have done bags before.
Oh,
With charm
Lord.
packs. Now this is going to make up like this, okay?
Lovely.
This is the difference, Gemma, and the reason that I've done this is that this used H640 and is soft, and I can fit everything in, but it's always going to be soft and not have that rigidity, to the extent that I'm going to actually put a popper on there so that I keep it together.
Mm-hmm. Some
This,
people like a soft one, though.
they do.
Mm.
No, and absolutely horses for courses, that's what I mean. This is why it's a personal preference.
Yeah, for sure.
This I'm going to make with Style-vil, so you can already see on one side that I've done how much more rigid that's going to be. Now, why not have a little play with different layouts?
Oh, look.
So this is your 3x3,
Yeah.
gives it, this is going to be more of a tote. This one, totally different.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, heck, are we going there?
Yeah.
Right, all right.
Soz.
then.
And this is your Style-vil, and you can see how much more stability that has
Mm-hmm.
because it's got the Style-vil fix and not the
You
H640.
see, I do prefer a firmer one. I like it to stand upon its own.
Well.
And I can get my hands in there and have a good rummage around.
There are no words, Gemma, for that.
Truth. And every time we think we're having a random morning, lovely Wendy's having a more random morning.
Come on,
She
Wendy,
says-
tell us your
Wendy
random
Asher
morning.
says, trying to birth a duck at the moment, and the dog is eyeing up every move. What? I have no idea. No idea.
It's best to just step away,
Yes.
back away.
I think there's a lot of confused people right now.
Gently birth a duck. Surely they just come out of an eggshell.
Well, quite.
Although, do you know what? I bought an incubator and I bought what were meant to be eggs for such things. None of them ever hatched. We were very, me and the kids, we spun them and everything, like what you meant to. Now I am just trimming back my fat eighth here for my handles.
And this stuff's ace, isn't it? This waist shaper. Oh, the first time you used this. Come on, be honest.
I felt smug.
All
smug,
levels of
smug,
excitement, wasn't it?
yeah. Ignore the tape on my ruler. I was cutting something to a lot of something to 3 and 5/8, and I just
Oh, washi tape's perfect for
Yeah.
that then.
brilliant. So then you will just trim back your fabric. Now, Gemma, normally handles in the past, bit of a pain
Mm.
because you know you've got to do stuff and it's annoying. And you've got to turn stuff through and press it and blah 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 blah
And then
blah
they're
blah
still
blah
lacking
blah blah.
that.
Whoop!
They're still
Helps
lacking
if-
that kind
oh,
of
Gemma,
form.
I've just,
oh, what have you done?
Completely cut it in the wrong direction. That's not helpful, is it? Might have to go in for another bit of that. Have we got any more waist shaper kicking about? Because I'm not looking where I'm cutting this morning.
Right, bear with.
Do you know what? I normally have some on my trolley, but someone's nicked it. Someone's had it away. Oh, do you know what? Actually, I've got some in black, haven't I, here?
Just to clarify on the birthing a duck front,
Okay, we're going
Dog-
for clarification here, are we?
dog toy.
Oh, that makes more sense. Don't do that. Don't randomly cut into stuff because it's a really bad idea.
Oh. We'll
Is
find
this-
something to do with that though. We
Oh,
always
wait, oh, there
do.
we go. Look, we've even got it in black. A great selling opportunity this has turned out to be, Gemma.
There we go.
There
Look
we
at
go.
that.
Also got it
Lord.
in black.
Yeah. Well, this is, I think, officially charcoal.
Well, black.
Mm.
And what colour's
No,
charcoal
but if
when
any-
it's on your
If
kids'
anyone's
hands
looking
and all
on the
over place?
website and saying I can't find the black, it's the
because it's
charcoal. Lo prefers a firm one as well,
Yeah, I bet she does.
and yeah, Lisa does too. She didn't say firm though; she said something else.
You smutty lot.
They're terrible. I don't know where they get it from. Look at that for a strap. I love that choice of fabric.
Right. So then you are just going to fold over and fold over.
And they're all there, these lines.
Yeah.
It's not even, you know,
And then
complicated.
it just folds in half like so, and then you stitch. You simply stitch.
Get the quilting clip back off my flip-flop.
Well, you know, I mean,
Quilting clip it together.
would be really helpful. Also, if you spent the time to adhere it properly and not be in a rush, because,
Yes.
you know.
So Lo's in liver recovery for a few days, and then she's off to another festival.
Oh, yes, she's
I am
been
also off to a
festivaling all
festival.
over the place,
She
hasn't
has. I think she's been on a largely liquid diet.
Yes. I believe that is the expected festival-based whatever.
Oh no, no, Guy and I don't do this. We buy all the fabulous foods to take with us in our caravan. So I order all the nice nibbly things, and we have, you know, nice cheeses and crackers and...
Of course you do.
Yes, I'll do as a cheese board.
I am sad that I am going to be missing Camp Calling this year.
Oh. I mean, you will be in that there Cornwall, no? Beautiful.
For part of it, and on big TV.
Admittedly with no hot water, which we won't dwell on.
Jem, we haven't told everyone the story of the plumber.
No.
So I'm moving into a very small village in Cornwall, a mile down the road from my mum and dad, with my children post-divorce. It basically sums up the situation, doesn't it?
I'd say that was pretty,
Yeah.
detailed. Well done.
Freddie was born in Cornwall, considers himself Cornish. This is all very good. We're all very happy about it. Everybody's happy about it.
Yes.
Excellent. So, I need a plumber because the place that I've bought left the oil tank completely empty. I have no hot water. So I sold well, basically like a kidney to buy more oil for my new oil tank. Proper adulting here. I mean, it's like, where did all the money go? Oh, on boring stuff. And then I needed a plumber.
Yes.
So my lovely new next door neighbour has recommended to me a plumber.
Yes,
So I rang said plumber, and his wife picked up this morning, and I was explaining my requirement for a plumber to service my boiler,
Yes.
restart it so that I have some form of hot water for myself and the children, rather than boiling copious amounts of kettles. And also, could he install my new toilet in my with the sink on top? This is
Yes.
genius, because there's not a room, there's not space. The toilet's too narrow to put in an extra sink. So the sink is now on top of the toilet. Who knew? Genius. Very happy with the situation. Anyway, so we get to the where are you two?
Where are you
know.
two?
And so I say, oh, she says, Mr. and Mrs. Hunt's daughter. Like, and how exactly do you know that? It's like, because you're moving into a small village in Cornwall. That's how I know that. I'm like, oh my goodness. How does the plumber, can we just bear in mind, my parents have never used this plumber.
No.
Just like to say, they probably will from now
You're
on.
going to be village gossip.
Oh, Gemma, I am, aren't I?
You are.
So not only does the plumber's wife know my mum and dad,
Yes.
but also she now knows where I live.
Yes.
And Gemma was laughing about the fact that I will be in a small
Talk of
village.
the village.
That naughty divorcee. It's fine. These are my handles. I've got a handle on it, Gem.
I love them. Look at that.
And do you know what? They didn't cost me 14 quid or whatever our leather handles
No.
cost. Don't get
No.
me wrong, for a special handle, for
Yeah.
a special bag,
Yeah.
I will go leather handle every time. But sometimes it just
Sometimes.
does not allow for it.
No.
Right. Now, let's talk quilter's grid. We're going to just pretend that didn't happen. Shh.
We'll
Nothing
think
to
of something
see.
clever to do with that later, and we'll come up with an entirely new make. This is normally when things happen.
I know.
And someone cuts some fabric up wrong, or, you know.
Now, not that we ever do that.
No.
Not yet.
That's when we go, oh, now, what can we do with this? And then the best makes come out of it, you know.
They do. Right. I have lots of bits of quilter's grid left over from various projects. We also did the beautiful Tilda quilt
We did.
And young Izzy, bless her, took some home. The Tilda quilt is a massive quilt made up of 2-inch squares that we've been pre-recording shows for, so we had to crack on and get it made.
We did.
Pretty pronto. This is Izzy's first proper job, isn't
Yes.
it? Apart from sort of tea rooms and stuff.
Yes.
So she was keen to do a good job.
She was.
We love Izzy to bits.
Yes.
So she took it home to do with her boyfriend, lucky boy, over the weekend in order to help.
Yes.
This was indeed very helpful. However, his dog is not used to sewing and
Oh, I thought it was great fun.
promptly ripped the quilter's grid in half,
Grabbed hold of a corner and gave it a pull.
which promptly sent Izzy's anxiety into outrageous levels, bless her, because this is her first job and we're clearly going to sack her on the spot.
And then she remembered she worked for us.
I can't remember who it was that said that we would give her unrealistic expectations of the workplace.
Oh, no. Some idiot.
And so, clearly we didn't sack her at all.
No.
But what it made me realise is that you might not realise all your scraps and stuff you can just sew together. It's never a problem.
No.
And what did we do with that ripped piece?
Well, luckily, it
We
went
simply sewed
straight
it
down a line.
together.
So when we sewed the seams, we just pretended it was joined, and yeah. But
was
you
not a
can
problem.
get a piece of quilter's grid as well, and you can fuse it down there
You can.
and just layer it up if you wish
can.
as well. That's
So
not-
you can fuse it together. You can glue it. You can glue
Put it
it
on the other side.
You can do whatever you want with it. Yeah.
put another piece down the non-sticky side, and you could just fuse it on.
It is up to you. We are
Yeah.
going to make the other side of our bag front. So this is one bag front here.
Lovely.
And this counts to me as far as I'm concerned, as recycling,
Yes.
because otherwise it would just gone in the bin.
Yes.
Right.
Perfect.
I have,
Googling.
when I've sewn it together, tried to keep that line as my guide, but that is all it is. It is just a guide. I don't know, if I've got enough of these pieces to. But basically, what you are going to do is create your own pattern. You're going to put your squares. Now, you've got fat eighths, so you could go. Well, I've cut mine. I'm going to make 2 bags, but I want them to be slightly different sizes. So I've cut one at 5
Nice.
inches and one at 4.5. So I'll have one slightly smaller than the other. With the jungle one, I was just going to do like a little 4-patch one like that for the kids.
Perfect.
It'd be really nice.
That'd be so nice.
Now I'm going to do this so that it's the same pattern both ways. You just lay it on your quilter's grid. Now I remember when I first demonstrated this on Create and Craft, what was then Hochanda, and the viewers just went crazy for it because we're always so critical and we're told that we have to match those points. Well, Quilter's grid is going to allow you to have perfect points without any hassle.
Yes.
We like no hassle points.
It's our friend.
It is our friend.
It's our friend.
Gosh, it's hot in here, Jem.
Are you having a moment? You're having a power surge. Do we need to put the fan on?
No, it's. Oh, I
Is
didn't
that-
realise
is
it
that
was
yes,
a warm
please?
day. No, I should have worn shorts. I didn't realise it was a warm day.
I'm just wearing shorts all the time at the moment. I didn't own shorts until recently.
Get those legs out then.
Ah, appear the duck has been successful.
This is
Wendy
perfect.
says, one happy customer paid in cuddles and kisses.
Oh,
I love a doggy cuddle and kiss.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, yeah. You can't say that everywhere, can you?
No,
Without, like
no,
being
you
arrested.
can't. Now, you.
What? No. What was that? What was that program that your daughter made me watch the other night when we came
Oh,
back from the pub?
Harlots.
Yeah. They were paid for
But when
cuddles
she-
and kisses, weren't they?
When she came
Crikey.
and picked us up from the pub and brought you a pizza.
Yeah, that's the one. This is why we have children, because they become useful when they're older for such
Come on,
ferrying
Tash.
services.
Jump in my car, I got you a pizza and drove you back.
Good girl.
Not
I
bad,
was,
is it?
I was a little bit tiddly.
She'd been at work.
I know.
Came and picked you up from the pub. Lovely.
Do you know what? Should we divulge the full story? She had in fact been working for my ex-husband and had made us pizzas from my ex-husband,
Yes.
which, you know, is nice.
She's allowed a pizza on
She is
shift,
allowed a
so
pizza,
she did her pizza for us,
absolutely.
bless her. She's also quite distressed this morning.
Why?
She's hit a pigeon.
Oh no.
She's got a pigeon outline on her windscreen
Oh,
and it's made a
no.
very loud bang. We
Oh.
always remember the first time this happens, bless her.
She's just passed her driving test, hasn't she? Just
She
so that
has on the
those
1st of
people
August.
know.
1st of August past driving test. Here we go. 23rd of August.
What is she most upset about? Is she upset about the pigeon or the fact that it's left a greasy mark on her windscreen?
I mean, both, I should imagine.
Yeah. Won't your husband like polish that out?
Oh,
or
yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go in and adhere this with your Teflon pressing sheet, then just put it over and then you can really go to town. I'm just putting a light adhesion on. I'm going to trim it back. I'm being really careful that the heel of my iron doesn't go onto the leftover bits. And then I'm going to trim it back and then I'm going to go for it. What am I going to do, Jem?
Go for it.
Yay!
Oh, Chris has got some from the Quilter's Grid. She did a workshop and got some. You're going to need more, I'm afraid, Chris. It's just how
That's
it
how it
is.
goes.
You can't just have that little
Yeah,
bit. Once
no.
you've done your first project with your Quilter's Grid, you're off.
You can do entire quilts, and we have done entire
Yes,
quilts
enormous quilts.
with this. And if you get any of our Tracy Perks patterns, then you will soon see that actually, in fact, we introduced her. She does like these beautiful
Hilarious.
2-inch quilts. And she didn't know about Quilter's Grid. And I'm like, she said, how did you manage to do my quilt so quick? I was like, "Quilter's
Aha!
Grid." And so we have now introduced it to her, and she's now very happy with us for doing that.
Is. She
It's like a public
is.
service, Gemma.
I know.
Right, so
We're everybody's friend.
do you know what else I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I keep all my leftover scraps
You do.
of Style-vil.
I mean, you do in general. If it's not stuffing, it's a little bit of interfacing, because you can use those bits. I have zigzagged several bits together before
Have
to
you?
make the size panel that I want for a bag, because I've then fused it to the bag outer panels and then I've quilted through it. So you would never know that there are joins anywhere in that. And
know
I'm
what,
afraid I am frugaling all over the place because it's wasteful to do otherwise.
I don't know though if I've got big enough piece.
Hang on, you've got your other box of interfacing goodies down here.
But no.
Let me see if you've got a piece down here. Oh no.
It's fine. Got some.
You got some.
Right.
Well, at least everyone can tell we do actually have our boxes of interfacing goodies and scraps.
Style-vil fix. I want you to see that you can now adhere this onto your Style-vil fix. Use your steam, and away you go. And it will adhere through the Quilter's Grid onto your Style-vil fix.
Oh, Rosina's getting creative. She says, I'm currently making a sun hat using 1-inch scraps on Quilter's Grid.
Wow.
Love that.
Love that.
Oh, and Danny has pigeons throwing themselves at her bedroom window. She's got 2 imprints on there at the moment.
What is that?
They are a
Why
bit
do
dim.
they do that?
They are a little bit dim, unfortunately, bless them. And I say this with authority. I'm not just being awful to pigeons.
You're not
I
just
grew up
being
with many hundreds of pigeons.
Pigeonist.
Yes, no, we've. I'm from a family of pigeon fanciers, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. My dad is famous in the racing pigeon world. He's now retired from such things.
He
But
didn't want
yes.
to though, did he? Gosh,
no,
that was a
he
battle.
did not. That was a kicking and screaming situation.
Well, I mean, you love your pigeons, don't you?
You do.
Someone
and
told
he
me I
has
had to get
done.
rid of my horses, I would be kicking and screaming all over the place.
Yes.
I would imagine it's the
Absolutely.
same if you love a pigeon.
Correct.
For those of you that can't see what I'm doing, I'll just change the angle.
It's really helpful
Just-
when you do that, isn't it?
La, la, la.
Excellent.
It's a
Bravo,
pressing
Tash.
matter. It's
Well
a pressing
done.
matter.
What a pressing matter. That's terrible.
I haven't done the thing with the Quilter's Grid. I don't want to be adhering that onto there yet. No! What have I done? Gem! What have I done?
Right, now Natasha's trying to get this off here whilst it's warm. Why is she doing it whilst it's warm?
Because
the adhesive.
yeah, Gem, it might be a two-handed job.
Okay, I'm coming.
Right.
I'm coming.
You know how I didn't sleep that much last night? That is.
Look, I've not got my cardi on or anything.
Okay,
Look.
just hold.
Ready?
Right. Hold fire on that. I'm gonna adhere and pull. It's a bit like a wax strip. You'll understand this, Gem.
Yeah, totally.
Did no one point out to me that I hadn't actually done the quilter's grid bit
I
yet?
think so.
No, we're too busy chatting.
No, I'm too busy chatting.
So, if you are like me and a dozy Doris,
My parents called me the whole entire time I was growing up. Doris or Dolly Daydream. Rude.
nice. There we go. Then get a friend. Thanks, Gemma.
Heat it up, get the adhesive all nice and...
Yeah, and there's still
Liquefied.
adhesive on there, and you will be fine. There you go. There's your friend.
oh, thank you.
But do you know what?
Oh, it's gone to that
Sometimes
screen.
learning these things is the best way. So what we're going to do with our quilter's grid is just crease it down there, and then we're going to stitch it. All right, 1/4 of an inch. Whew, crikey, no wonder I'm warm.
Oh, Margaret says, I wondered, and then I thought, no, Tash knows what she's doing.
Never think that. Never assume.
No, never assume.
As they say, never apologise. No, never expect. Well, I don't know what it is meant to say.
Oh, Julia's made a mistake at the same time. She says, steam ripper required. I just stitched a pocket to an apron for my granddaughter. Pleased with how neat it looks. Realisation, I've not stitched round the applique. It's
Oh,
horrible when you miss a step, isn't it? Silver's with me.
Say you could always hand stitch, blanket stitch around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't be a dozy Doris like me.
No.
But when you do, you know that if you need to lift it up, just heat that adhesion and you can get it off.
Yeah. Sylv is with us. She says frugaling is the way forward. Chris asks a very good question. She says, do you have to wait 15 minutes after pressing? No. So you're not supposed to go straight through your machine while it's still warm,
No.
because your adhesive would still be, you know, a little bit liquid. It needs to be cooled down, doesn't it? But
Just-
this cools down pretty
Quite
much
quickly.
instantly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's so thin.
Now, what you are going to do for the best results is get your little scissors, and I would say go with the micro stitch scissors because they have the perfect tips, and go in that seam and snip. I'm not going to do this on all of it, but you get the idea. It just gives you the best finish, and it means that your seam will, you then press it flat.
Yes.
So when
Julia
you
was
press
too
it on
busy
the
having
back-
her own moment to notice your lack of sewing the seams. Chris is saying that she was taught to do that at her class at Festival of Quilts. Like I say, to cool it, to let it cool, yes. Don't just fire through a machine when it's super, super hot.
Yeah.
But Janet from Vliselina came out to see us and taught us how to use this
Yeah.
product, and there was no mention of 15 minutes
No.
to us.
So there you go. You can press it, then open, which will reduce bulk. We don't have time for such things.
No, you've never got 15 minutes on a live telly demo. At home, yeah, sure. Press it all on, go make yourself a brew, come back. Might have been about 10 to 15 minutes, and that'll be lovely.
Now, normally,
We don't have that time.
I would. In fact, do you know what? I can feel that there's a little bit of the Style-vil Fix adhesive on there. So I am just going to press this, but I'm going to press it on my pressing sheet so that I don't lose that adhesion and I can reuse my Style-vil, because we are, Gemma, frugaling. So you will be pressing your seams open. I haven't got time for that.
Oh, Margaret says, pigeons. My neighbours had to spend thousands making their solar-panelled roof pigeon-proof.
Crikey.
Oh, no. Oh, and Margaret says she has some of those big pigeons, collared doves, question marks. Collared doves are actually littler than a pigeon. If you've got big pigeons, those are
They're wood
pigeons.
pigeons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wood pigeons are the big ones.
So, yeah, I've been watching a pair of wood pigeons close to home, and it's them and their little mate. Do they mate
massive.
for life?
Apparently so.
It would appear so. They're always together.
Yeah.
Be together. They always appear to be together. And I've grown quite fond of these pigeons. Of an evening, as I sit in the garden and, you know, relax.
Yeah.
Because I do that a lot. Yeah.
My
Right.
mum has some that visit the garden. She goes out and has a chat with them, feeds them, goes back in again.
Right, so we are stitching down, and then again you would then snip along those seams and open them to lie flat. Gem, I meant to be showing everyone how easy it is, not me balls in.
Oh no, but then, do you know, what would they have done if they did the same thing, Tash?
Well, this is
Thrown
true.
it in
It's
the
like
bin
a
properly and
public
got all
service.
tearful and upset. It's a really good idea to show people what to do when things go
How
wrong.
to do it wrong.
What's going on with your camera now?
Well,
Oh, there we are. Just took a little while to catch me
no.
up.
Why?
There we are.
I don't. Did we zoom in for a show somewhere? I feel like I do
You
not
probably
have full desk camera. What have yous? Can't remember what it would have been. Press those seams. You'll be pressing them open because you will have snip, 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 snipped. Right. Now we are going to adhere it to our Style-vil fix. Sorry everybody. This Dozy Doris will, you know,
That's all right.
sort my life out in a minute.
Your whole life?
Oh,
Crikey, have we got enough time for that?
no. I can't even get a plumber.
Oh,
Should I be
Poor
worried that
Auntie
the
Lizzie
plumber's
can't-
wife
Eh?
doesn't even know that you can get an integrated toilet and sink?
I know.
It's like, oh.
You need to be very impressed with yourself. Auntie Lizzie says she can't comment unless it's a reply.
Oh.
She has to click reply on someone else's comment.
Have you been naughtying?
Maybe.
Right, so there are two ways to do this because your lining pieces are going to be the same size as your outer pieces, right? So you can always layer this up with your lining underneath and cut it. The way that today's show is going, I'm not going to risk that. I will cut my lining pieces out separately, Gemma, because,
Perfect.
you know.
Well, we don't have any room for any shenanigans, do we, today?
So I will just quilt down here just to give it a little bit, as you can see here, of just a little bit of interest, Gemma.
Lovely.
Bit of interest. But you can quilt as much as you want. If you want to leave a bit of extra before it's adhered. So it's not like quilting if, you know, on a normal quilt where, you know, you'd leave a larger amount and then cut it back. It's already stuck on. You can increase your stitch length as well.
Oh, Chris is saying your fabrics are so pretty all together.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
They really are beautiful.
This bunder's got £10 off for you.
Which is bonkers.
You like a bonkers bundle?
We do, but, you know, there's only a certain amount of space in their warehouse and more stuff coming in, so
All the time.
we have to be sensible, much as it
Apparently.
pains us.
Yeah. Oh, Gemma, I forgot to tell you, Jane from the cafe said that she's making homemade backjack later.
Oh my gosh.
Forgot to tell you.
That's your fave, isn't it?
Might be.
I mean, apart from the day you broke your tooth on it.
I like to say just cracked slightly. I like the chewy edge bit. The
You
slightly
do.
cooked edge bit, that's my favourite. If she's just got a normal gooey middle bit, you can forget it. If I can't crack a good tooth, then where's the fun, Gem?
Oh, Chris said when she did all of this in her class, they did some free motion quilting on the top.
Yeah, we didn't do that. Oh, Gemma! My hand things that I bought.
Gosh. Should we show this tomorrow?
No, well, we remember.
Yeah, it's quilting day tomorrow.
I know, but they are rather fabulous. I bought stuff for free motion that I need because I'm not very good at it, and yeah. Oof.
I mean,
Right.
you could give a little sneaky peek today, couldn't you?
Yeah, we could. We
Okay.
definitely could.
I'll grab them.
So I'm going to just trim this one back. So now we've got two outer pieces, and I did 3 in a row, which is going to go along there in the middle. That's going to be the base of my bag.
Poor Chris says, I can't choose between the kits.
Oh,
She does love this one though. I mean, this one is particularly gorgeous. I'd say
it's difficult, isn't it? It
planning
depends
your
if you like a
Christ-
pre-cut. Like if you like a
But planning your Christmas presents and get more than one. That's my that's
what, for
my
yourself,
motto.
your own Christmas present.
Yeah.
I know you do that, don't you, Gemma?
Oh, Claire Angelina says your team must have really good organisational skills to keep up a warehouse. There's only a few of us as well.
Do you know what?
We run
They
around
do,
like nutters.
and it certainly isn't my organisational skills.
No.
As my father might have described them as shambolic. Thanks, Basil. True?
We keep on top of the warehouse,
We
and
do.
then Natasha comes in and tashes it,
Tashes
and
it.
then we have to
Actual verb.
reset it again.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Actual verb. Right.
Oh, Jimmy's with us, and he says I enjoy free motion quilting as well.
Brilliant. Have we got them?
Okay.
Because if that's a thing, then let's show everyone these
Sure.
things, because you could. So the thing with free motion with me is that I find that I end up gripping the fabric and sort of forcing it, moving it around. And I showed Jane these things because I was so impressed. I bought all of them, and she said, "Oh, that's great. I don't need them," because she's so experienced. She said, "I've got hot hands, so I just move them around." Anyway, Gemma's trying to find them because I threw them all on her desk. Thank you, my love. It's all right, you're on an overhead, you can't be seen.
Look at me.
And this is them.
Two colours.
So they've got like a paddy bit on there and then a plastic bit on there. And you put them on your fabric like that, which means that you can then move your fabric around far more easily. Look, there's no stress in my fingers. And this is on a, this has got grip, this has got grip. On my sewing machine, that's going to be even easier. And it just means that it keeps your fabric apart.
Keep your hands getting sweaty all over your
Yeah. Just brilliant. I've got them in braille brown. I don't think we're going to give a colour choice. You get what you're given and you like it. They're the only ones we've got. Are they loaded or are they being loaded for tomorrow?
are scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay.
But I could put them on the show if you wish.
I mean, don't want to be demanding, Jem.
I was going to see if everyone starts shouting.
If our viewers
There we go.
are
Oh, those are
demanding.
clever, better than gloves. Are you selling them?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 we are.
We are.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm just going to make sure that these are both.
I just need to make sure when we come off air that I've checked the price is correct. And then I will put the button there. How about we agree that?
We agree it. We will agree it, Gemma. We will agree it. This is the only thing with your Style-vil is that if you try and layer it up to cut, you're not going to manage it. I just want to take a smidge off here just to make them both the same size. That's what I'm doing, for anyone wondering. There you go. Now you see both my outers are exactly the same size. I'm going to use one as a template here for my lining. So my fabric for my lining is folded in half. And then I am simply going to cut round, and then I've got my lining fabric. So your lining and your outers, whatever you do for your outer, you're going to make your lining the same. We've got 2 outer bag pieces, so we need 2 pieces of lining of the same. Yes, we do.
We've sold out of the botanicals, I'm afraid. Well done those who got them.
Yeah, we only had a handful there.
Beautiful.
We have taken £10 off. These are priced to go.
They are.
You know, the other thing I could have done, Gemma, is just used a larger rotary cutter.
Yes,
Would also be my friend, but I think that John had it yesterday.
he
It's not-
did.
Oh no, hang on.
There it is.
Would. Oh, there you go, then you can go through multiple layers far more easily. Hooray! So I now have my lining, my outer, but I need to look at my base. It's all about the base, Jem.
Don't start me off. You know I'll start singing.
I know. It's like I set you up for it.
You do.
So let's open out my remaining bag lining. And I put 3 together, didn't I? 3 little pieces there together. So all I will do. Oh yeah, don't know why I didn't think of this before, Gemma. Larger rotary cutter works a treat. So obvious, and yet. And
Not
then we
to
can
everybody
start.
though, and that's helped people today, I'm sure.
Well, I'm glad it has someone. There we go. Right. Would have helped if I didn't use the salvages. I will put the salvages as the lining, as the base of my lining. Right. Shall we just pop these handles? Let's base these handles on. I'm going to use my markers there for where it's going to go. I'm just going to base those in place. So don't make it difficult for yourself. You wouldn't think, would you, from my demo? That would be what I would advocate, but
Oh, fine.
you know. And just make sure that you've got those handles so that they're not twisted as well. That is the other thing. And if you've got a directional print, which we have with the leopard, just make sure that he is directioning in the right way. I'm going to make that a thing. There we go. Now we are going to sew the bag base on, right? So this is my middle point in my base. I'm going to fold this in half, find that middle point there. So that middle point goes to that middle point there. If you want to clip that together, then you will need to remove it from Gemma's flip-flop. Actually, luckily we have. Gemma, why don't we have a cobblers called Absolute Cobblers?
I know.
Could you imagine answering the phone every day?
Absolute cobblers.
Absolute Cobblers, how can I help? You are going to stitch that down. I have lengthened my stitch to a 3 because my stitch length is now being taken up going through foam rather than just plain fabric. So it's not going to make it any looser or anything like that. It's just that my stitch, I lose the length in the width, if you see what I mean.
Nice.
Does that make any sense at all? Maybe not. Right. So then we line this up on the other side. And you can line up the edges so everything lines up and you're happy with it.
Hang on. Have you twisted the handle?
What?
You've twisted the handle. It's saying you've twisted the handle. Shall we check? I don't think you have. Oh, hang on. Maybe you have. Oh, that one you've twisted.
Have I? Right, I'll go back and sort that in a second. Did I do that as I was saying don't twist the handle?
I think possibly.
I've had a bit of a week of it, I'm not going to lie. It's not been my best week this week. You'd never guess, would you?
Oh, there's a few people saying they need our fabulous quilting discs / pads.
Yes, I only have 7 or 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That was all the woman had.
Oh, Rosina's asking the question that everyone asked me at Festival of Quilts as well of, how will it all work when Natasha moves to Cornwall?
Probably far smoother.
Yes.
All right.
That's a horrible thing to say, but
Yeah.
yes.
Because I do like to come in and rearrange stuff, change stuff and go, oh, we could also do this. And everyone just groans.
On the day, and we just all, yeah,
So,
the faces we pull.
so as Inga, would you like to repeat Inga's quote whilst I just reattach my handle and twist it?
Inga very beautifully put it. when lovely viewers met us at the Festival of Quilts and said, but what's going to happen once Natasha goes to Cornwall? Inga said, it's all right. Gemma runs the show anyway. She runs everything and organises it all. It'll all be fine. She's not going anywhere. Which was great, really. What she actually means is I deal with the quite tedious and boring operational side, which is the stuff that we actually physically need me here for. Yeah. Whereas Natasha will have more design time available to her. You're going to be up, well, several times a month anyway, aren't you? So you'll do some live shows.
Yeah.
I will be in front of you a little bit more. When we've got a guest designer in, perhaps I shall shenanigate with them. And Natasha will perhaps do a little bit of pre-recorded stuff.
I have amazing people that work here. I'm not going to even call you staff because you're all friends. And there's a lot of talent in the building to do a lot of things. And my favourite bit is designing. I don't like doing all the computer stuff. Gemma will attest to that. So it's just better that I do what I'm good at. And it means that I can do it around my family. I have a young family that currently I don't see that much of because I'm always at work. And that, quite frankly, needs to change. So henceforth, I will be, when I'm in Cornwall, I will basically still be getting up at stupid o'clock and working halfway through the night into the morning whilst the kids sleep. Yes. I will then go and do my horses once I've walked them up the hill to school, and then I will come back down the hill, and I will
be on video link to me most of the day.
Yes. Yeah. I was thinking about this. I think that I should be on an iPad on FaceTime in the corner, like a remote. You know, like in all those sci-fi movies of days gone by, where there just used to be like a detached head in the corner.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I'm really hoping that my fibre optic broadband happens quite soon in my home.
Yes. But we will work on this together. It'll be fun.
So I'm just sewing down the sides, by the way.
But you will be up here a reasonable amount.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
And fortunately, I have a house that's big enough to accommodate you whilst you're up here.
Yeah, because there was a slight change in plans there.
Yeah, which is fine.
It's all good.
So yeah, all okay. And your parents are going to be literally a couple of minutes from your house.
They live less than a mile up the road, which is brilliant. During lockdown,
so the children will be fine.
My mum and dad saw my children once in 2 years, and this is not okay. Because my grandma was a massive part of my life. She taught me to sew. I wouldn't be here without grandma, and so I want my children to have that, you know, that with my kids too. You know, it's important. And also, I think it will keep my mum and dad young. Oh, come on! Run out of bobbin.
Oh, bobbin chicken.
Bobbin chicken.
No
and
fun.
I lost. Hang on a minute.
No fun. Oh, Claire Angelina's loving my imitation of Inga. It's done with absolute love. I have northern family and I get away with murder with Inga, and she just laughs heartily every time I try to take her off. So, yeah.
Oops. Which you do very well.
I try.
Yeah. There we go. Right. I'm just going to rethread. Talk amongst yourselves.
A few people worried that their handwriting might be not decipherable if they've written all their Blisalina and general interfacing related notes. But we're always here. You can always watch this show back on catch up. That's what it's for.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? And then you can just see me make a right hash of the easiest bag known to man.
Right. There was another demo of this. Perhaps catch that one instead.
Thanks, Jen.
Do the thing. You know, Lisa always says when you are about to tackle one of her patterns, she says, sit down, make yourself a cup of tea, read the whole pattern through, and then make it.
It's my pattern, Jem.
She probably
shouldn't have to do that for my own pattern.
But I think what they need to do is apply the same rule when watching your shows, Tasha. Sit and watch the thing through, and then start making theirs, so that they can see the bits. See the bits that perhaps haven't gone quite as they should.
I don't know why I've got a spool cap on it. We don't need a spool cap on this one. And it's just rattling around as it does
I'm not a fan of the spool cap anymore.
No,
After the shame that was Gary coming in to look at my two, inverted commas, broken machines, taking the spool cap off and going, works all right now. Spool cap was too big. Don't need a spool cap on that one. Oh, good, excellent. So I don't like them anymore. Oh, Rosina says mistakes are essential to give us so it's confidence in our own work. It's true.
Do you know what? Even if it's just that you know you're not alone in making them, and that other people make them, and it's okay.
Yes.
And it will be okay. Like by the end of the show, it will be okay, and we will have a beautiful bag made with a bobbin that doesn't run out and everything. It all will work.
Sylv's just said the thing that I thought you might actually have caught on to. I don't know whether you know this is a thing, Natasha, but
what?
She says you need to get one of those portals to do video calls with your TV.
The world's smallest TV though. I don't really watch TV.
No.
Much to my kids' horror.
Put into the office.
Because
TV
their
on
father
the
has a
wall.
very large TV.
Yes.
It's a 65-inch TV, which
Yeah.
is just... I don't think I even have a wall that big.
No.
So
Oh, you're moving into a flat.
Yes.
Which will be compact and bijou.
Compact and bijou. Homely and lovely.
Oh, Chris has chosen her kit. Well done,
Oh, we got decisions.
Chris. Well done. Good for you. Well done. Chris, if you want to check out your kit and then later on when those pads go live, those free motion pads, you want to add anything else, you can always, and this goes for everyone, you can place a second order in the same day. Some of you will place a third order in the same day and pop a note on your order to say, please combine my order, and lovely Jane will sigh, go and make herself a cup of tea and get her calculator out
Now,
to
Gemma,
work it
that
all out
base-
for you.
That base that we sewed on, yeah, now comes together beautifully
It does.
here. And you are just going to sew across.
The first time I saw this, it was like
What now?
amazing. I was so excited.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm boxing bottoms all over the place.
I know, it
Tash.
becomes quite the habit.
It does.
And we will do the same. Here, just make sure that you catch all the layers.
Lovely. Been a long one today, Tash.
Oh, is it?
It's all going on.
How's everyone?
Jane will, when we get into the calf, she'll be looking at you and going, where have you been?
Well, I did go and get some sugar earlier.
Oh, well, there we go then.
Inga doesn't function without it in her coffee. This is,
She doesn't.
that is your outer done, right? I'm just going to quickly whiz up the lining, all right? And again, all you're going to do is find the middle. Find the middle. I could have done this end because I did use that. I cut into the selvage. I wasn't thinking. It's almost like I've got a massive house move on the go that I'm thinking about, isn't it?
I know.
Should really concentrate on the task in hand. Now, at some point, you will leave a seam allowing a turning through gap, and you will also change your thread so that and shorten it as well. Wrong way. There we go. However, this also works. Oh, apart from the fact that you can't see because I didn't change the camera angle. Winning again, Gemma. It's a good job we've got a forgiving audience, isn't it? So
Yes.
just sew that down. Open it out like that. Ba, 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 ba. Put the other side on. And if you match the edges there, then by the time that you shimmy it up and clip it in place, all will be well with the world. That's what I like to tell myself. And I don't know why this doesn't want to switch today.
It was doing this to me.
Waiting.
Yeah. I was, when I was pre-recording, it was doing the same thing to me. I told it off very sternly, but apparently that's had no
Right,
effect.
so Monday, let's talk about Monday, because Monday is a pre-recorded show.
Yes,
Because it's bank holiday and,
Yes.
you know, at some point, everybody needs a day off.
we do.
However, it meant that Gemma and John Cole Morgan got together yesterday
Honest to God.
and they filmed a show for you for Monday.
We tried.
You might want to just shop the show for the CAFE discounts. That's what I'm going
Yes.
to say.
For sure. Crazy, crazy discounts. Also, crazy, crazy John.
Crazy, crazy. I mean,
He
what
was-
is not to love in
He
all
was
of that?
at a whole new level of crazy yesterday.
he stole Emily's bubbles.
Hey, he did. I had a bubble wand waved around all over me and all sorts of nonsense. I think I lost the power of speech more than once.
You lost the power of speech?
More than once.
Did you?
Just completely was thrown.
Crikey.
Yeah. He was in full-on turbo Tigger mode. Yeah.
Wow.
So enjoy that one on Monday. Beautiful, beautiful quilt. Simple
Simple but
fabulous
effective.
Make.
Yeah, really simple
Fabulous
and effective.
make. Really brilliant way to showcase your favourite capes, which is why we have
got a big project on the go. So for those of you who think, well, Natasha's here, why isn't she recording her own shows? I have got a very big project on the go for Create and Craft at the moment. A year-long project, which means that I have to get it done now. Which is taking up quite a lot of time. It would be fair to say. But I'm nearly done.
Yes.
I have to be because I've got a deadline next week.
Yes.
La, 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 la. Here we jolly well go. Right. There we go. Right. So this is the lining. I left the turning through gap on the other side. Have you bought the H640 and Style-vil, etc., bundle? What did you go for in the end? It is just worth getting them all. And then you've got them, and you can have a play with them.
There's nothing more annoying than going to make something and not having the correct interfacing.
And having to wait.
It's very tempting to buy all the beautiful fabric in all the world when you first start out. But I mean, we've mentioned Vicky earlier. One of the things I said to Vicky was just make sure you've got some medium weight interfacing, a good chunk of Style-vil figs, a good chunk of H640.
And then you can always make something.
Because you get your project out on a rainy day or whenever and you get all excited, oh, I'm going to make this, I've got this fabric.
Turning through the right way,
how it's going to
by the
look.
way, just while you chat.
Sure. And then you go to make it and you don't have that interfacing. I have got so cross so often over this. And it's silly. Just let's have that as a staple item.
Oh,
Right.
are you kidding me? Did I do? I didn't do.
What's that?
Oh, no, it's all right. Right sides together.
Yeah.
It had flipped.
Oh, okay.
And it looked like I'd done one seam one side
that
and
would
one
have
seam
been
the other.
special, wouldn't it?
And
That would
that would
amazing.
have topped my day off.
We'd have probably said, and the bag's almost done. You can imagine the
You
rest. We're
can
off to
just
the calf.
finish it off yourself. Bye. Run out of time. Bye. But Tash, you don't have time. Bye.
No, she needs to go to the calf now. Bye.
She needs to go have more caffeine. Bye.
Oh dear.
It's been emotional. Bye.
Brilliant.
I like to clip at the seams so that I know roughly that I've done this right. It's just a case of pulling it sort of taut, and if there's no bagging, then you're pretty much going to be okay. As a rule of thumb. Move that out of the way. This is where, you see, Jem, I throw my creative grids behind the machine and then it all gets caught when I do such things. Right, here we go. Here we jolly well go. Right. I often will go round twice. Just go back and look and see if I've had any wobbly bits. As I've gone round, Jem, wobbly bits can happen.
Always got some wobbly bits.
And just smooth out my stitching. Often that is a thing that I will do.
If only it was so easy to smooth out all wobbly bits, Natasha.
I know, right? Now you'll get fewer wobbly bits, obviously, if you are careful not to move everything around too much as you are turning your bag around. It's just sometimes it's easy to kind of pull it out of alignment.
Sure. There we go.
But then we are getting ready for our viola moment. Go. Okay, so my hand is going in this side, right? I'm going to go to the opposite furthest point.
Lovely. Turns through easier that way,
Yeah.
right?
And you know what I should have checked is that actually when I stitched down the sides, I had actually caught everything
Yes.
properly. That would have been a good thing
We'll
to
find
do.
out in a minute. On your viola moment.
Always looks of a bit of a mess at this point, but I can promise you that when you turn this through and you do get your viola moment and you press your seam in, not your seam, your lining, and you top stitch around your lining, I'll tell you what you do have, Jem.
Look at
And
that.
that is a jolly, lovely bag.
Isn't that lovely?
With handles that are not twisted because you lot actually pointed it out to me.
Well done, you lot.
I've done that. Thank you very much.
Most grateful.
And there we go.
Amazing. I love that.
Bye-bye.
Look at that.
Rather lovely, right? Now, again, so for those of you that want to know the difference between Style-vil and H640, it's that.
Yes.
All right.
That'd be the difference.
That is Style-vil. That will keep its. And actually, I will still. If I put a popper in there, you can see that's going to hold it there. But you see that I can let go of that, and that's going to stand. This one, much softer. But it's horses for courses. It's what you like. There we go. That is today's show. Please do make sure that you get
Yeah.
everything that you require
For
in your
sure.
life.
Julia's hoping that Monday's show hasn't been edited. Tiny tweak, Julia, but the majority of his shenanigans, no. We just left it raw. We thought it'd be Bank Holiday Monday and hopefully everyone will have had a gin and will
Fine.
forgive the craziness that is. Yes.
There we go. I'm going to slip
We
stitch
had
that
one
shut.
person panicked that you hadn't put a turning through gap in, and Auntie Lizzie saying, no, she did one, it's okay.
It's all
Yes.
good.
And
There
we've
you go.
got just the comment that I will leave you with of, now look at that.
Oh, now look
Yeah.
at that. £10 off that bundle. That's the last comment I'm going to leave you with.
Incredible. Incredible.
And is it time for lunch?
It is. Jane's with us
Perfect.
tomorrow.
Oh, lovely
She
Jane.
has a fabulous make.
So the jigsaw quilt that was behind me yesterday, that is Jane's. We've got it in gorgeous colourways.
We have.
Blues, greens and greys, and then the lovely warm colourways as well. So you don't want to miss that. It's a beautiful quilt. I have no idea how that one actually goes together. And we will see you then. But thank you. Oh, what time is it, Jeff? Oh my God, it's gone midday.
Right,
Oh,
I know this.
Gotta
I
go and
know
eat.
this.
Bye. See you later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.